beauties, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Jazz. I do beauty and lifestyle content here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And if you've been here before, you might notice something different. Okay, this is a new little setting that we have set up here. I have some candles lit, so it's kind of a vibe in here. But this is my beauty slash office room. It is my first time filming here, so if you have any suggestions, if something is too distracting in the background, if you're like, maybe fix this up, let me know in the comments. I love it. I feel like it's giving like fairy core, but also functional. Today's video specifically is going to be your guide to low porosity hair. Everything you need to know about low porosity hair. Now, I have wavy, frizzy hair. My hair is not naturally this straight. I just straightened it for today's video. But my wavy and frizzy hair care routines are also up on my YouTube channel. And I also incorporate a lot of low porosity hair care tips in those videos. So if you have very, very wavy or frizzy hair and you want to see a video that is strictly for that hair type, make sure to check out my previous videos. But today we are going to be talking about low porosity hair. Despite what your hair type is, if you have low porosity hair, you know what a pain it can be. So let's get into today's video. The way you see my hair here today, it was never like this, okay? I went through the struggle with my hair. I literally, especially my teenage years, my college years, I had no idea what my hair was doing. It had a mind of its own, and I constantly tried to go against it. And instead of really taking the time to learn what my hair care or what my hair type was, I tried to do my own thing and push it on my hair, and that is why I always struggled with my hair. One of the things that I constantly struggled with was not knowing that my hair was low porosity. I'm going to tell you some signs that you might be seeing with your hair that tells you that you have low porosity hair, because again, I had no idea, okay? I didn't even know what low porosity or high porosity hair was until I really took the time to research it, and I learned, and I was shook. So here are some signs that you may have low porosity hair. Number one, it feels like products never get fully absorbed in your hair. So you might be applying some creams, you might be applying some mist, you might be applying some gels, and it feels like it just sits right on top of your hair. You don't feel like your hair is really like absorbing those products. If you feel like your hair is just getting dirty really quickly or very oily or greasy, again, it literally just feels like the products, instead of really penetrating into each hair shaft, it's kind of just sitting right on top and weighing it down. That is a sign that you might have low porosity hair. Number two, your hair feels really dirty or stringy. And what I mean by that, I'm gonna insert a clip somewhere on here because it's very hard to explain. You'll only understand if you have low porosity hair. But if you go like this with your hair, instead of just falling down very gracefully, it just looks really stringy and clumpy. And it also feels, it looks dirty, it looks greasy, it looks oily, it looks like you haven't washed it in a couple of days. You might have low porosity hair. Number three, your hair has a hard time getting wet. And what I mean by that is, if you get in the shower or if you just get a spray bottle and spray your hair, you can see beads of water just rolling down your hair. It's like the water has a really hard time just really penetrating your hair, and it just kind of rolls off your hair, and you have to stand in the shower for minutes just letting that water roll down your hair and really penetrate your hair. You might have low porosity hair. The really great explanation that I've seen online before is kind of like a raincoat. Does your hair repel water? Kind of like a raincoat. But the minute your raincoat gets wet, aka your hair, the minute your hair gets fully wet, it is super hard to dry off. If you've had a raincoat, like a really good raincoat, you know what I'm talking about. Like for the first few minutes, it really repels rain and water. But once it gets wet, good luck getting it dry. That is what your hair feels like. If you feel like it takes a really long time for it to get wet, and once it gets wet and you come out of the shower, it also takes a really long time for it to get dry, you may have low porosity hair. Another sign is your hair feels really soft or looks really shiny, which sounds like a good thing, and it is a good thing. I mean, we are blessed with soft and shiny hair. My hair has always been just like extremely soft and extremely shiny. That is a sign that you could have low porosity hair. And lastly, I don't know if this is technically like a very established sign, but it's something that I dealt with a lot personally, and it is frizziness, okay? That is one of my biggest tells for low porosity hair. I've seen it. It's like a common sign across everyone that has low porosity hair. They usually struggle with a lot of frizziness. This means that even though you're using anti-frizz products, even though you're blow drying it straight down, even when you're going in with the straightener, you just see some frizziness and your hair gets really frizzy really easily, you may have low porosity hair. Now, of course, you're not gonna have all of the 5 signs that I listed, but even just one of them could really indicate that you have low porosity hair. So stick around for the rest of the video because I'm going to show you how to deal with it and some routines I like to follow. Now, really quickly, I do want to explain what low porosity hair is, because once you understand what low porosity hair is and what your hair type really is, then you have an easier time understanding which routines work for you and which products work for you. So your hair is composed of a tight cuticle layer. So this is probably going to be not the best demonstration, but it is the best one that I can think of off the top of my head. I'll probably insert some graphics here too, but typically low porosity hair, these are cuticles, okay? Low porosity hair means that our cuticle layer is super tight like this, which means water has a really hard time getting through, products have a really hard time getting through, and even drying your hair is really difficult because these tight cuticle layers are trapping this water inside your hair. Now, high porosity hair, instead of the cuticle layers being really tight like this, they're more open, okay? So water can penetrate much easier, products can get through much easier, your hair can dry way easier and faster as well. Now let's get into my low porosity hair guide and rules, because trust me, after years of struggling with my hair, I've got a guide down, okay? I've got the routine down. All right, you guys, I have 5 rules that you need to follow for low porosity hair. I promise they will change your life. In fact, do them for a month. Do these rules, follow them like it is, like your life is on the line, and then come back to this video and comment. Just thank me. Just thank me later when you come back to this video, so then other people can see in the comments that this is no BS, okay? I am very serious about these rules. My hair has never looked better, it's never felt better, and it's never been healthier. Number 1, avoid using heavy creams or other products. Remember what I told you about the cuticles being really tight, okay? So the reason why it feels like when you're using products just sit right on top of your hair, it is because you're using products that are way too heavy. So these cuticle layers, they're not gonna budge. They're not budging. And you're just layering on thick ounces of product. Of course, they're just gonna sit right on top of your hair. So for low porosity hair, your hair will love lightweight products, okay? Very watery products, serums, anything that can come in a spray bottle. Here's an example of a hair product that I used to love. I still love this product, but it is definitely on the thicker side. I mean, you really have to squeeze this bad boy out. And like I said, it is definitely on the thicker side. I mean, putting this down, it doesn't even want to slide down. This is a really heavy product, and I used to layer so much of it on my hair and then complain why my hair felt the way that it did. Ugh, no logic there. I try not to use products like this anymore, but if I really have to, because I do still love this product and I still see some benefits from it, I will only use a little bit, okay? So half of this amount. I do not even use this amount on my hair anymore. My general rule for products, leave-in creams, leave-in moisturizers, anything like that, is if it comes in a spray bottle and it's thin enough where I can spray it in my hair, then usually it means it's good and it is compatible with my hair type. Now this product, for example, I'm basically out of this. I love this Redken Frizz Dismiss Cream. It is very lightweight. This isn't anything like this where this one is super heavy and thick. This one is much more lightweight. But again, the general rule is to use only a little bit. So that leads me to tip and rule number 2, which is use less number of products and use less of each product. So back in the day when I didn't understand my hair, I used to use 4 to 7 different products in one routine. Can you believe that? I used to go in with a detangler,
repairing cream or spray, heat protectant, and then I'd go in with an oil, and then I'd go in with the gel. Like, I would just
use way too many products, not understanding that my hair, it does not like that. Now, no matter the routine, no matter if I'm blow drying my hair, it doesn't matter if I'm doing just a wavy natural day, I stick to a strict rule of 3 to 4 products per routine. No more, and maybe less, but no more. Definitely no more. That means that if you're trying to find a product that's going to be detangler and then you want heat protectant as well, you are going to be best friends with multitasking products, okay? They are going to be your best friends. For example, this Redken all-in-one multi-benefit treatment, I love this product so much. None of these products, none of these brands, nothing here is sponsored. These are just my own opinion. I love these products. I've been using them for years now, so if I'm showing them to you, they must be good. This is an all-in-one multi-benefit treatment. So it conditions, nourishes. I'm not gonna read all of the benefits, but it also detangles. It also has heat protectant, which is good because I use just this one product at the beginning and it already has so many benefits that I don't have to layer so many different products on top of this one. When you're using any creams or you're using using any other products, make sure that you're not using too much of each product. So typically with any cream or lotion, I use about a penny size amount and no more than that. Trust me, you might think, oh, my hair's really damaged, oh, it feels really dry, like I might need more of this. You do not. You are just setting yourself up for failure. Don't do it. Don't do it. Now, any products that are sprayable like these, I usually do like 1, 2, 3, like and that is it, okay? I know some people, you see some people going like this. No, our hair just cannot handle that. So use less number of products and use less of each product, and this will ensure that your hair doesn't get so dirty so quickly. It doesn't feel so weighed down. It also doesn't feel or look stringy like I showed you in the beginning. That leads me to point number 3, which is that keeping your hair clean is key. I know so many people, including me, I tried to train my hair. Okay, I tried to only wash my hair every 5 days, every 4 days, and I was like, no, the more I wash it, the more I'm ruining my progress. Like, I should just not wash it, especially after I heat styled it or I did a blowout. I was like, no, I just won't wash it, and eventually my hair will catch on. Eventually it won't get as oily or won't get as greasy. That is the whole idea behind hair training, right? It is a myth. I hate to break it to you, but it is a myth. Don't argue with me, because then you'd just be arguing with science. Make sure to check out my last hair care video, because I really go in depth as to why this is a myth. I mean, there are studies behind it, but basically washing your hair less frequently really has no benefits, and there's no such thing as hair training, okay? So I let that go, and now I wash my hair every 2 to 3 days, every other day, and it has really changed not just the look of my hair, but the way it feels. And that is the thing with low porosity, because our cuticles again are so tightly knitted like this. Products just don't really fully penetrate into your hair. They tend to really just sit on top. So the more days you go without washing your hair, the more oil is accumulating, the more products you're adding, the more products and oil are accumulating on your hair, the dirtier it will look, the dirtier it will feel. It'll feel and look super weighed down and greasy, and you just don't want that. So like I said, keeping your hair clean is truly key. It is truly key. I have learned washing my hair more often is the best thing for my hair, and overall that is a low porosity hair rule. Make sure you're also using a deeply cleansing or clarifying shampoo, maybe once every week or 3 times every month, just to make sure you're really getting all of that buildup out of your hair and you're giving your hair just kind of like a reset, okay? Using a clarifying shampoo is like a reset button for your hair. And make sure you're also using a hair mask after using a clarifying shampoo, because you don't want these ends to get super dried out. That leads me to tip number 4, which is to make sure that you are moisturizing and hydrating your hair. Because we have low porosity hair and the cuticles are like this, okay, they're besties, they're not letting anyone in. Product tends to just mostly sit on top of your hair, and same thing with water, it doesn't really penetrate deep into your hair, which means that our hair can look dry. It can feel dry, it can look dry. That is usually the problem. It's like a never-ending cycle of, oh, my hair is dry or looks dry, let me add even more product on, which is no. That's not the solution. Make sure you're deeply moisturizing your hair. You're using a good hair mask. I love to use the steam from my shower while I'm using a hair mask, because that is what's going to loosen those cuticles, okay? The steam is going to loosen up those cuticles and get that moisturizing product really deep in there to give you some good deep moisture for your hair. And finally, my last tip number 5, is going to be overall care for your hair. This can seem like duh, like obvious, but I feel like people with low porosity hair just gotta give your hair a little bit more attention to detail, because you can't just slap some products on and hope that it works. Unfortunately, our hair is a little bit more stubborn. I want to call it stubborn, okay? She's stubborn. Make sure you're getting your regular trims. We have delicate hair. Low porosity hair, it's delicate hair. Even though the cuticles are like this strong, I feel like my hair, especially my ends, just get dry. They get really brittle. The more you avoid your trims and you let your ends become dry and brittle and full of split ends, the more you're ruining the rest of your hair. Make sure to check out my hair care video titled 5 Reasons Why Your Hair Isn't Growing, because I talk a lot about how the ends can affect the overall health of your entire hair. And of course, the general rules of bleach and heat, probably not the best idea, but if you must have bleached hair, just make sure you're using good repairing products. Same goes with heat. I love a good blowout, but I like to make sure that I'm not using super insanely high heat on my hair, because again, my hair, I've just learned, she's fragile. So make sure that if you insist on using heat as well, you're using heat protectant, you try to use the lowest heat setting possible, and don't use heat too constantly. recently either. Alright you guys, those are all of my tips and my general guide and rules for low porosity hair, and I just need you guys to trust me on this, okay? Just trust me, because I struggled for so long, and if somebody would have given me these rules, I think my life would have changed. I feel like my hair would have been fabulous all the time. I would have absolutely slayed during all of high school and college, and maybe my confidence would be higher, and maybe I'd be achieving great things, who knows. But now I am giving you this guide and these rules, so make sure to follow them. Porosity hair is complicated, but nothing we can't work with. All right, let me show you my low porosity hair care routine for when I want to wear it wavy and natural, and I'm also going to show you my low porosity hair care routine for when I want to do a nice blowout with some heat. First routine I'm going to show you guys is how I style my wavy natural hair. This could also work for curly hair depending on how curly your hair is. Every product I use is going to be linked in the description if you're interested. This product I use is a detangler, and it also functions as heat protectant, which is great for my blowout days. I did about 3 spurts on each side, and then I just comb out my hair. Make sure that if you have wavy or curly hair, you're using a wide tooth comb. That'll ensure that you're not straightening out all your wavy or curly patterns too much. Once I feel like my hair is fully combed out, then I go in with my leave-in conditioner. This one specifically you can spray on your hair, but I like to spray it on my hand just to see exactly the amount that I'm using. As you can see, it's about a penny's worth. I rub it into my hands really well, and then I use my hands to distribute the product into my hair. I make sure that it's evenly and very well distributed. I mean, I spend about 1 minute to 2 minutes just making sure that it's really in there. Now we're going to use some mousse. I was a big mousse hater back in the day, but if you find a really good one that doesn't make your hair super stiff or crunchy, it will change your life. This one by Purology is my favorite one. I scrunch it into my hair. It's super lightweight, holds my waves really well. It gives me some shine without giving me that crunchy effect that most mousses do. Notice I did not apply any of the other products to my roots. This one, along with the gel that I'm using, I do apply to my roots because I'm using this scrunching method. I want my roots to have some of the volume as well, so I focus a little bit of the product on my roots. I'm using this gel, again, just a penny's worth. Never do more than a penny's worth. Mousse looked like a lot more because it's foam, but it was literally just 1 pump. Layering the gel on top is great for preventing frizz. It's really going to hold that wave pattern, and it also gives me some shine, and again, no crunchiness. We're avoiding crunchy, stiff waves and curls here. This is what it looks like wet, and then this is a few hours later completely dry. Look at how beautiful these waves look. They're giving mermaid, okay? Shiny, beautiful, not stiff, not crunchy. And that is how I style my wavy hair for my natural hair days. Now we're gonna move on to blowout days. Again, my hair is pretty damp from my shower still. I use my detangler / heat protectant, comb it into my hair. Then I move on to my leave-in conditioner. The purpose of this video, I try to stick to the same products, but some days I'll use a different leave-in conditioner. Really just depends on my mood. Again, distributing it into my hair very evenly. Now I'm using this blowout prep gel, penny size amount. This product is great because I have pretty fine hair, so the blowout brush sometimes just literally brushes right through my hair. This gel gives my hair some tackiness so the brush can grip onto my hair. It's not too thick and it's not too heavy. It doesn't leave your hair feeling stiff or crunchy. If anything, it leaves my hair feeling so soft, and it gives my hair such a nice shine. I blow dry my hair about 90% dry, and then I move on to using the brush. Of course, if you're using a straightener, make sure you're fully drying your hair first. Once I'm done with the blowout, I'll go in with some oil. You can also do this on your wavy natural hair days. I just completely forgot to in the last clip, but for oils, I do not recommend using a penny size amount. If anything, probably half of that. I think this is a pretty crucial step because if you use too much oil, you will have ruined all this progress because that oil is just going to sit right on top of your hair. If I use a tiny amount, maybe 1 to 2 pumps, work it into my fingers and not just the palm of my hand, but really work it into my fingers. That way I can distribute the product way more evenly and not have clumpiness in my hair. This is what my hair looks like afterwards. It is so shiny, so flowy, it looks fresh. This is my favorite way to do any blowout or heat style now. It looks so pretty, and yeah, I hope both of these routines helped. If you have any questions, let me know. Alright you guys, that is the end of today's YouTube video. I really hope that these routines and the guide that I gave you with all the tips and the rules, I really hope that they genuinely help you on your hair care journey. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments. We do not gatekeep here. If it's about a product, if it's about a specific thing that I said in this video, or just a general question about life, make sure to leave it in the comments. I love replying to your guys' comments. All of my favorite hair care products for low porosity will be listed in the description below. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's YouTube video, and I will see you in the next one. My hair was low porosity. There's something in my eye. There is something in my eye, and so we begin, and so it starts. I think I got it out. Actually, hold on.